Hello, everyone. This is Whitney Will from Star Hearth Astrology. And today we are looking at the week of May 26th through June 2nd. So we're going to be going over the transits of this week so that you can stay grounded and centered and kind of know the astro weather for the week ahead. And there are shifts this week, and we're kind of reeling from shifts, right? So May had this kind of acceleration of things. I can feel it happening in my own life. I'm sure you can feel it too. We're coming down from eclipse season, which can signal these kinds of shifts. Sometimes they're obvious right away. Sometimes they take a little bit longer to kind of realize what a big shift we're having, right? Sudden beginnings, sudden endings through the eclipses. So let's jump right in. I'm recording this on Wednesday, May 25th, and Mars went into Aries yesterday. Mars went into his home sign, where he is more aggressive, more overt, more immediate. And I had the perfect expression of it happen to me this morning. So Mars entered my third house as an Aquarius rising. So using whole sign houses, I have Aries in the third. Mars enters the third house, and I'm woken up very early by my phone ringing with a very angry person who was demanding to know why I kept calling their number. And this was a phone call that got put through my Google Voice number. And so it was just so funny to wake up on the first day of Mars and Aries with this angry, mistaken phone call. That was just, right, Mars kind of breaking down the door, and explaining, well, the hackers are taking my phone number and they're calling you through it. And there's no need to call me 3 times in a row to demand that I stop calling you, because there's nothing that I can do about it. There's a little bit of Neptune mixed in there as well. Yeah. And so, right. So we're seeing more aggression, more drive, more passion in the houses where we have Aries in the topics of Aries. Things, Aries is getting lit up by Venus is there, Jupiter is there, and now Mars, the boss, is there. So you can kind of look for things to heat up in that department. Mars will be in Aries until the 4th of July. So we really have this first kind of chunk of summer with Mars and Aries pushing stuff, getting stuff done before it crashes into Taurus. And we've got a whole different story once Mars is in Taurus. So this is really the kind of make stuff happen part of the year. And we're going to see some exciting things in the next couple weeks. The main one being Mars in Aries, Venus in Taurus, and Mercury in Gemini. So all of those will be in their home signs. And so there's the potential to get a lot done in that area. Okay, so we are coming into this Thursday to Thursday week with Mars and Aries. We're winding down from the full moon. We're moving towards the new moon that happens on Monday. So this second half of the week, it's slow, it's sweet. We have the moon go into Taurus on Thursday midday. And so this weekend is about relaxing. It's about not doing too much. It's about nourishing yourself, finding safety, right? As Memorial Day weekend, it feels like the first weekend of summer. And so, right, a good time to get outside, eat good food, connect with people, and the moon is supporting that. So it's not about having kind of ragers in terms of partying, but a real celebration of the Taurus things, which are grounded in reality and materialism in the deepest way possible. So we've got the moon in Taurus. On Saturday, we also have Venus move into Taurus. So we had her in lovely Pisces, and then she went into Aries, moving around a lot. And now she goes into her home sign of Taurus. And so, right, kind of bringing that grounding. So now we've got Mars and Venus in at home doing what they do. And so hopefully there'll be some, hopefully you can find that sweetness, find those simple pleasures, those Taurian simple pleasures, good food, connection, really coming into a sense of what our values are. It's nice to have, all of Saturday we'll have both the moon and Venus in Taurus. The moon is exalted there, Venus rules there. So there's a kind of sweet feminine grace to the weekend. And the feminine grace is in receiving, right? It's not action oriented, or not primarily, or not overtly. So that's really nice. Then on Sunday, we have Mars conjunct Jupiter, which is is a very overt action. So I think probably some people, depending on your chart, will fall more into this graceful Venus moon space, and other people will be chomping at the bit, so to speak, with the Mars Jupiter conjunction building. So they're going to conjoin in Aries, bringing a lot of energy, a lot of explosiveness. I think that's going to kind of, I'm worried about that geopolitically. That can definitely, it's really a trigger point in Aries, and Aries is gonna, shoot first, think later. So be careful, right, of moving too fast in the area that Aries occupies in your chart. But also, if you've kind of been dragging your feet, then that can give you some oomph in that space. And I guess the final piece of that is that it's also the day before the new moon that happens. And when we have something in that area of the moon, sometimes we're not going to see its effect, right? It can take place more internally than externally. So that can mean, right, we gain all the interior motivation, but we don't actually start taking action until the moon starts growing and there's more energy. On Monday, we have the Gemini new moon at 9 degrees of Gemini, bringing us fully out of eclipse season and really kind of into the summer. It's a softer lunation that we've had. Not super an aspect to things, but it will kind of contain and hold the energy of that Mars-Jupiter conjunction, and kind of spread that out over the next 2 weeks. So, right, it's a new beginning. It's a intuitive check-in in whichever house you have Gemini in. So you can check that out. We're moving out of the Taurus Scorpio land of eclipses and into the Gemini space, which it's the first uneclipsed Gemini new moon in a couple of years. So it's nice, kind of back to normally scheduled programming. And that's really what we have. We're in the last week of Mercury retrograde. So by Friday of next week, Friday, June 3rd, Mercury stations direct. So, we're past the Cazimi, so we're past the kind of more complicated pieces. Now it's just working out, okay, what does this look like? How do we move forward? In my experience, it's taken the shape of questions about signing a lease on the place where we are. Do we want to stay here? How long do we want to stay here? Working out all of the details and communicating that. And so when Mercury retrograded back into Taurus, my 4th house of home in Mercury, ruling contracts, all of those questions kind of came up again. So that's how it's showing up for me. I would love to hear how it's showing up for you. Be well. Have a good week. Happy new moon. Enjoy the rest of a balsamic Taurus moon. So lovely. So lovely. Okay.